Betrayal. Game over.
What's going on, you guys? I just quickly want to talk about something that a lot of people are overlooking. Now, everyone's talking about this whole digital versus physical disc issue, and it's a lot bigger than that. All right. Now, look at this notice right here. Digital purchases grant a revocable license to access content, not ownership. Sony recently removed hundreds of purchased Studio Canal movies from libraries due to licensing. Now, I'm not going to dive deep on this. I'm assuming that the majority of you are already aware that media that individuals have purchased in the past, they paid for it, their access has been revoked, right? Revocable derived from revoke, meaning to take away if they so choose, whoever they is. If you pay for something, you think you own it, but it says right here, let's dive deeper, right? When you buy a digital game or movie on the PlayStation Store, you aren't purchasing the media itself. Instead, you are paying for a limited, non-exclusive, revocable license to access and play the content. This means Sony retains the right to terminate your access at any time. Please understand this. So many people just think it's, oh, I buy it digitally anyways. I get it. I totally understand that. But we deserve the option. We should have the choice. All right. Now, this is something that a lot of people aren't aware of. Have you ever had a situation where somebody says, you still play video games? Or somebody's in their 30s, 40s, you still play video games? Do you still go to the movies? Do you still listen to music? Because if so, please pay attention to this. By the way, before I continue, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, and let me not hold you too long. Now look, the global video game industry generates roughly 184 billion with a B to 200 billion annually. That's a broad range, right? Now check this out. The movie and music industry, or film, if you don't want to call it a movie, right? If you take those two and you combine it and you multiply it by 3, it's still not as big as the video game industry. Right here, it has 34 billion and 28 billion. What is that? 62. If you take 62 billion and you multiply it by 3, you get 186 billion. So at the low end, you're just now in the range of the video game industry. This is a massive deal. Some people say, well, you stream Netflix, you pay for Netflix. That little ass industry, the video game industry is the film industry and the music industry combined, multiplied by 3. I don't even want to get too deep about that. Again, I asked, is buying a digital game, buying the game to own it, or just buying a license for access? You are spot on. When you buy a digital game on platforms like Steam, PlayStation Network, or Xbox, you are purchasing a revocable, non-transferable license to access and play the software rather than owning the game itself, right? You see this right here? You see this right here? That's irrevocable access, not revocable access, right? This is a tangible product that I purchased and I own, all right? There's a difference. It's not just, look, I bought GTA 5 digitally in 2013, but at least I had the option if I wanted to get the disc or I wanted to just download it digitally. At the time, it made sense for me, so I did that. But guess what? The game was so good, I could have went out and bought this again if I wanted to. And you know what else? I could have bought it 6 years later for a cheaper price than whatever it came out at launch. All right, so this is a lot deeper than what a lot of people are just dismissing it as, like, oh, I don't need it on there as well. You don't own it. You don't own this. This is far-fetched, right? But if I wanted to buy a power generator, get in a van, get in a pickup truck, and go in the woods or on the beach and have power to play this video game anywhere I wanted, I could. But I can't do that with a digital game if they're going to just revoke access at any point. All right. So again, I just want to keep this brief. I'm not trying to yap too long, but a lot of people don't even know just how big the video game industry is, right? You have your Grammys, you have your Oscars, and then recently you have the Game Awards. And the Game Awards is like a baby, but eventually it's going to be up there with these other award ceremonies. But listen, again, I don't want to ramble and yap too long. Understand that when you buy a digital game, now look, Steam is not exempt because it's the same story. It says right here in plain English, you're buying revocable access, it's like a license, right? It's like if you purchase anyways, let me not get into the comparisons and analogies, right? You do not own it. This is a lot bigger than digital and physical discs. Like and subscribe if you're new. Let's talk about it. And it's a lot bigger than digital and physical. All right, guys. Peace.
Betrayal. Game over.